Hello, everyone, and welcome to ARM Studios. Today I have the pleasure of interviewing Susan Nichols. She is the CEO of Propel Bio. She's also an esteemed board member, and she's the co-chair of the Women's Executive Forum. So this is a busy woman. Thank you for joining us, Susan.
Thank you for inviting me.
Awesome. So let's start with a question about you. How did you start to get involved in the cell and gene therapy sector, and why are you so amazing at
it? I'm not sure I'm amazing, but I'm absolutely passionate about it. It was 14 years ago at an Interfex conference, and I was working for a company called Advanced Scientific that was later acquired by Thermo Fisher, and single-use disposable company. One of the engineers and I were out getting a bite to eat in the lobby, and this man came up to us and asked to share our stand-up table, and little did I know that man would change my life. He would become my mentor and a very dear friend. His name is Bob Speziali, and he asked what we did, and when we told him, he said, "I'd like to talk to you about a project that uses bags and tubing, maybe some injection molded materials." And I said, "Is it a diagnostic?" He said, "No, it's a cell therapy." And I said, "What's a cell therapy?" After I said, sure, we could do it.
Not surprised.
So it began the journey. I went back to the hotel room that night and I read up on cell therapy, and the thought of a cure is what hooked me in. At the time, I had a brother with an ultra-rare disease, and we were on the diagnostic odyssey, and there weren't any treatments. It had genetic underpinnings, so it just spoke to me. And the more I learned, the more passionate I became, because it treats a segment of the population that's been untreatable to date.
Thank you so much, and thank you for sharing that story. That's so inspirational.
Thank you.
So my next question is about Meeting on the Mesa. What programming have you been most excited about here this past few weeks? Let me say that again. So my next question is about Meeting on the Mesa. What programming have you been most excited about?
Oh my gosh, it's so difficult to choose, because as this has evolved and 13 years of attending, it's been such an evolution of who shows up, what we talk about, and the community and connectivity just grows and grows. A lot of the programs are extremely interesting. I love to watch everybody's company presentations and learn about what's new, what data they have out. We have the Science Slam this year, and of course, the partnering. I think outside of the agenda, this is a community. The Mesa isn't an event, it's a community. It's where we all come together with the purpose of elevating the industry and one another. It's collaborations, it's partnerships, and it's connectivity, because a lot of times I have conversations and I think, oh my gosh, I just talked to so-and-so, I should introduce these people. And that's the greatest benefit. I love how the programming evolves as the industry evolves. We always look for what is next, what are the hottest topics, and how can we cover those topics from all perspectives.
Thank you so much for everything that you said. And also, you're such a active board member. You're a huge part, of the Meeting on the Mesa and the introductions that you give, keeping us all connected. It truly is an ARM family, and you're
Yes.
a huge part of that family.
I'm really fortunate to be in this family.
Thank you.
I'm happy you're here too.
Thank you. So speaking of family and connectivity, you are the co-chair of the Women's Executive Forum. What are some of the goals as you move into 2024 for the forum?
Oh, I'm happy you asked. We just had the breakfast, and it started with a breakfast of 7 women. And we started really small, just to kick it off and get our legs under us. And this is the first time we've expanded the invitations and really expanded it to all of our membership C-suite. And the women that showed up were amazing. And there's a natural connectivity. It's community. And you go back to the larger ARM family. This is a community within the larger ARM family. It's a peer-to-peer mentorship. I call these women all the time when I have a question, and it's a safe place to ask some maybe difficult questions and get some honest answers. So this year is about growth and expansion, and we are clear in our mission to really support one another and all the female C-suite leaders within ARM. We have programming that we're putting together for this year that is beyond the surface. We had our first webinar, and it was a deep dive. We dove right in there. We are very aware that as female leaders, we are role models. We want the women coming up who are the future C-suite to be able to model good behavior. And that's what the webinars are about. Expanding our skill set and giving us different perspectives. We have breakfast at the ARM meetings. We also have a breakfast at Facilitate. And we have a WhatsApp group. And it's extremely active. We just go on WhatsApp whenever any of the Women's Executive Forum members are at a conference and suggest a meetup place. And it works.
It works.
It works.
And we're grateful for your leadership within the Women's Executive Forum.
It's a pleasure. I've been asking for a long time, and I was so thrilled when Janet was CEO and she said yes. I had to tell you that I did a little dance.
Awesome. So my last question for you is, why do you do what you do?
I'm passionate about the patients because I'm active in the rare disease community, and my son just had leukemia and went through the standard of care. I was sickened. I was angry that this is the standard of care. I'm grateful that he's in remission and he's doing well, and I'm sad that he didn't have the opportunity for a CAR T therapy. So I must say, I probably am a little more animated about access for CAR Ts than I was prior, because I truly believe that this is the standard of care for oncology and rare disease.
Thank you for sharing that. Thank you. And
Thank
your
you.
passion shows through in
Thanks.
everything that you do and in your participation within ARM, and we are grateful.
Thank you. I'm grateful.